Do a squirt. Do a squirt.
Huh?
What's up, guys? It's CorpuzTV back with another video. It's been a hot minute since I posted any type of video. The last video I remember posting was from, I think it was not too long ago. I think it was this past month when UConn won the national championship back-to-back. So I posted a vlog just highlighting going to the watch party and the events afterward, and even just a little stuff beforehand. But that was the last video I posted, and it was last month, so it wasn't super far away, but at the same time I just haven't posted in a while. I've been wrapped up with school. Matter of fact, I'm actually done with school for the semester. I have one more semester to go, and then done with college. It's crazy to think about, but I've been wrapped up with school, whether that be assignments, stuff for my internship, or even just final exams, final projects. I've been pretty much racked up the last 3 weeks. It's been kind of stressful, but I'm done with school. I've been catching up on a lot of sleep, a lot of stress-free sleep, but I have to say my sleep schedule is definitely fucked. I posted on my Instagram yesterday for you guys to ask me questions because I said I'd be filming a Q&A today. I posted that pretty late. I posted that at like 11:50 last night, but today is Friday. I decided to film today since I promised I'd film today, and I'm gonna edit this after I film and then upload it tomorrow, most likely, once I have post-production all done. But basically, you know, I just like doing these Q&A videos. I try to do them like once every month, but I've been kind of slacking with that. I have on here, just ignore my Jersey Shore that I'm watching, but on here I have, let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. So this Q&A is gonna be long. I think it's probably the most questions I've ever gotten in Q&A, because, you know, usually when I ask people to ask me questions, no one really asks me anything. So it's people that do ask me things. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's just more content for you guys to see anyways. But and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and yeah, happy to be back. So my first question is actually coming from @ILoveSlowCars, and that's actually one of my cousin's backup Instagram accounts for his car page and stuff, which is pretty cool. So Jay, if you're watching this, thank you for always just being a #1 supporter for my YouTube channel and just asking me questions for these Q&As and stuff. I feel like I've been asked this a lot, but just to reiterate for people that are new to the channel, the question is aspirations for post-college. So initially I wanted to go into sports broadcast for ESPN, and that's just always been the plan for me. That's always what I've kind of had my roadmap set at. But after taking several broadcast classes in like the last few semesters or last 2 semesters, it's tough to be on camera. Trust me, like doing this YouTube stuff, like it's fine because it's like, you know, for me it's like just kind of like a casual sense. I'm posting this stuff out just for you guys to see, you know, just who I am as a person, and that this YouTube channel is an extension of myself. But when you have to do prep work for a broadcast and you have to do your research, have your lines kind of like spread out on the teleprompter, it's definitely tough when it comes to execution, and I've gotten a taste of that taking journalism courses the last 2 semesters at UConn, and I will definitely say it is humbling. So I'm not gonna let it really discourage me going forward, but initially I wanted to go into broadcast, and that's still an option for me. But taking a lot of classes this past semester, I've explored that I like writing a lot more, especially news stories, and I had the chance to actually write a minimum wage story with a bunch of other journalism students at the school, and it was a collaborative project. It is to be published, but it has my name too, which is pretty cool. So I got my taste of writing on a deadline with other things and interviewing people. So definitely this last semester is pretty cool in terms of just figuring out what it is I want to do, because nothing's ever set in stone and things are bound to change. So for me, this semester basically taught me that initially I wanted to go to broadcast, but now I am exploring my options for sure. So, but after college, basketball is a huge part of my life, so definitely after college I want to go into anything sports media related, whether that be as a sports writer, social media, even broadcast, or even play-by-play radio. Like anything that has to do with sports and basketball I want to do after college, because basketball is like a big part of my life, and it has been like a foundation for just who I am as a person. So definitely want to go into that. And yeah, I mean, just after college, pretty much just like an ideal life, really, nothing really special. Just, you know, once I'm financially stable, just raise a family and buy a house. That should be fun. Mandatory though to have a basketball hoop right outside my driveway though. That's mandatory.
Rejected by Anthony Davis.
But other than that, I feel like that's just really like the short answer to a much longer or more in-depth question. But yeah, I mean, I still have a semester and a little more time to figure out what it is I want to do after college, but as of now, that's kind of what I have my head and my path leading towards. And again, that's the beauty of life. You kind of just get to go through every day, and you know, one day you want to do something and the other day you're just like, I want to try something new. So for me, it's really just kind of figuring it out and just continuing to go through each and every day, for sure. So my next question comes from @Jake_Pisacreta, and it's asking, do you think McNally will have a better year than Castle? And for people that don't know, McNally is a basketball player, Liam McNally. He currently plays at Montford Academy aside Cooper Flag. Should have committed to UConn. Cooper, just saying. But Cooper Flag's teammate, Liam McNally, actually committed to UConn not too long ago. I don't really follow as much high school basketball as I'd like, or just, you know, basketball like that in general. I typically keep up with the pros and, of course, college when it comes to UConn. And Stephon Castle, actually was a freshman at UConn, and he had a great freshman year. He won a lot of honors and such, and he was a big part of them going back-to-back for sure. A big contributor, what Castle did during the broadcast, and just like hustle plays and, you know, stuff that doesn't really get on like into the actual box score itself and into the stat sheets. Like Castle did a lot of the nitty-gritty and hard work that definitely doesn't go unnoticed for sure. So McNeely, again, I don't really follow as much like high school basketball, so if I had kept up with how McNeely was playing and even Montford in general and just how his overall production was, I probably would have had more of a tab. But I think McNeely looks promising. He adds shooting and perimeter spacing for the Huskies, considering that we've lost a decently huge chunk in Cam Spencer, even Tristan Newton, but we have returners like Hassan Diarra. Definitely should be an exciting year though for the Huskies, but I think McNeely's going to contribute to that a lot. In terms of will McNeely have a better freshman year? Is that the question? Will he have a better year than Castle? I mean, we just really have to see. It's too early to tell. I feel like high school is different than college, and even college is different than the pros, of course. So how you may be in high school, whether you're the second option or the first option, that could all change in college. So I think it just comes down to how McNeely adjusts to his role with the Huskies, and I think he'll get quality playing time and good reps with Coach Dan Hurley and just the rest of his Husky teammates for sure. But I'm excited to see McNeely play this upcoming basketball season. And again, I probably didn't answer the question fully, but I think that comparing both Castle and McNeely is like, you know, it's a bit of a toss-up. I don't really know how it's gonna pan out, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the Huskies pan out this season. Sticking with the theme of UConn and national champions, my next question comes from @Grayson Lakowski from TikTok. I actually did post a TikTok yesterday saying that I was going to be filming a Q&A today, so if you don't follow my TikTok, it's @ShortFieldBoy. Give it a follow. I just post some pretty stupid shit on there. But anyways, his question was, which natty was more hype as a student? Now you see, that's a tough one because I was there for both. You just had to be there for both. In 2023, I'm repping the 2023 National Championship shirt. I don't think you can really see it, but yeah, there we go. Repping this shirt, I didn't get the 2024 one at the bookstore, but 2023 was a crazy year for sure. Not just in terms of school, but for our basketball team. And again, I love basketball, so going to school at the basketball capital of the world is pretty cool and something, you know, that I could brag about. But in 2023, when we won, that was the year of the riots, and I have to say, obviously I didn't partake in any of the riots. I don't condone any of that, but I witnessed a lot of things firsthand, and I know a lot of my friends did too. I ended up getting split up from my friend group, but I resurfaced with them, and oh my god, I just feel like the energy in 2023 was definitely was definitely off the charts. Everyone in the school was doing something. You just had to be there. Even at the watch party afterward, like the school was just flooded. There was really no space for people to just like, you know, casually walk. Like every street at UConn was pretty much flooded with like students and like, you know, crashing lamp poles and some other stuff too, for sure. But I think just the energy for 2024, considering that, you know, we were the favorites to win, and, you know, just a lot of hype surrounding UConn. A lot of people knew we were gonna win. I knew we were gonna win. But it was just the fact that being there with my friends and at the watch party, you know, it just felt like something I was never gonna forget, and I'm never gonna forget it because I was with the people I wanted to be with when watching all of it unfold against Purdue, and just being in Game Pavilion and watching UConn win against Purdue, and then afterward just seeing the flood of students. It was definitely something I'm never gonna forget. Again, if you want more of a video on my experience with the national champions this year and just us going back to back, watch this vlog. It was the last video I posted, but either way, I enjoyed filming that vlog. It was really fun to see the characters and my friends that play and just everything around UConn. It definitely was a surreal experience, but question. I keep forgetting. I have like a goldfish memory, so it's like trying to remember these questions is like, as a student, which was more hype? As much as 2023 had a lot more, just because not a lot of people were expecting the Huskies to go all the way. This might be a hot take for those to go to UConn, but I'm gonna have to go with this year's 2024 national championship. I just think, like, everything leading up to it, watching all the games unfold from the round of 64 to the Sweet 16 to the Final Four, Elite Eight, and even in the championship game, like seeing it, all of it unfold was definitely cool. And that weekend itself, and I know the national championship game was on a Monday, but just that past weekend headed into that Monday was definitely one for the books, and one I'll definitely never forget for sure. So I'm gonna have to go with this year's national championship was more hype for me as a student for sure, but you know, agree to disagree. I feel like other people are going to say last year's Natty Champ, just because of the riots, was a lot more hype as a student. But again, it's subjective for UConn students. But definitely both years are things I will never forget in my college experience, and they're pretty big to my college experience, I would say. These next slew of questions, I got 3 actually, are from @Krish__Takur. One of my close friends. Chris, if you're watching this, love you, buddy. But the questions you ask, buddy, oh my god, dude. Just like even reciting these questions out loud in the video make me physically cringe and have me in shambles. The first one is, do a squirt. Do a squirt. They definitely do, Krish. They definitely do squirt. Oh, this is just filming this segment with Krish's questions are just, oh my god. Smash or pass me. Krish, you're a good looking dude. No Diddy.
Hey, yo!
Anyway. Is that one Drake line? I would do it. Speaking of Drake, also, I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions, because me and my friends have been just talking about it this past weekend. Team K-Dot or Team Drake? I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments, so drop them below, because as of now, I'm going to have to say Team Kendrick. Sorry, Krish. But yeah, Krish, you're a good looking dude, bro. Krish got that charisma, that riz too, you know what I'm saying? He's got that fly energy to him. God, I just can't take filming this part seriously at all. But I don't think it's meant to be serious, but it's pretty funny. And the last question from Krish. Oh my god. How thick is it? Krish, why? It's pretty thick. It's pretty thick if you ask me. Don't you guys think? It's pretty thick. I can't take this seriously at all. That was unbearable to film and for you guys to watch, but Chris never fails to disappoint. If you guys don't know Chris, you guys have probably seen him in a bunch of my vlogs. He's one of my best friends, and I'm just grateful to have met Chris and have gotten close to him. So again, if you're watching the Chris, I butchered your name for a second. If you're watching this, Chris, I appreciate you genuinely. Thank you for having come into my life, and thank you for just being. Thank you for being you. I appreciate people like you, and that's, you know, for the circle that I have and the group of friends that I have, I appreciate you being in them, for sure. So, but man, you just asked some questionable shit. My next question comes from @MaxWishChow, and the question is, how are you so fly? First of all, thank you, I appreciate that. It's actually a pretty big compliment for me just because I recently got into fashion, I would say, in 2020, so when the pandemic hit and when we were all in quarantine, I just remember scrolling on TikTok and just brain rotting and just seeing all these like TikTokers about graphic tees and cargo pants, and I had never like even considered that like those things were like in at the time. And as years pass, I just feel like I've evolved how I've dressed, and I'll admit I do still take from TikTok as inspiration. A lot of influencers and just fashion TikTokers. I had this like annoying ass like thing on like my finger. It's like bugging me as I'm itching it. But I just think, again, what I like to tell people is that fashion is subjective and whatever makes you comfortable. And for me personally, what I wear, I feel is like a self-expression of myself as a person. And again, yeah, I'll take inspiration from TikTok and I'll try to emulate similar styles, whether that be short sleeve like button-ups with plaid designs, or even like a specific pair of pants like cargo pants, or even jeans, baggy ass jeans. Like, I just feel like for me, fashion is subjective, and at the end of the day, like, it's how you express yourself that matters the most. So I think through fashion especially, I've learned how to express myself, and I've seen a lot of, I wouldn't say a success from it, but I've just seen a lot more confidence in myself as a person, and just more attentiveness to like how I dress and how I look in certain situations. Not saying that I don't like, you know, throwing on a pair of sweats or a hoodie sometimes, just because I feel like, you know, you also just have to think how like what you wear is functional in certain circumstances, in scenarios. You know, like if I'm like running late to class, of course I'm not gonna throw on a pair of like jeans, like a knitted sweater, and like Jordans. I'm gonna probably throw on a pair of like Birks, sweats, and like a hoodie, just because I feel like it's more functional, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable sitting in multiple classes with that outfit on. I don't know, I just think it's a culmination of just like years, definitely, and picking out different things that I like, and just a lot of thrifting. I guess that's like a big tip for me too, like how I stay so fly, quote unquote, is going to thrift stores and just secondhand apparel, because I feel like a lot of retail clothing nowadays, especially fast fashion, like I used to shop at H&M, Forever 21. I just feel like, you know, those stores are a lot more, not expensive, but you know, you could get a lot more stuff at a thrift store for that same price. For like a t-shirt, for example, like a $20, $30 t-shirt or hoodie, you could get like 5 or 6 items at the thrift store for like that same price. So it really just comes down to your preferences and where you like to shop. But I think thrift stores definitely help in that essence, because they give you a good sense of inspiration, and it's always cool to see what people just donate at thrift stores, for sure. So I think a culmination of thrift stores and confidence and just putting that all together and wrapping it into one thing is how I stay so fly, for sure. So all right, just like Krish, I actually got a few questions from @mpisacred_9. You guys know who that is, my best friend and roommate Max, who just graduated. And so Max, if you're seeing this, buddy, congratulations. I don't know, we grew up together, and it's crazy to think that like the same kid that I like met in kindergarten with like the bowl cut and the soccer kits and like the bright neon socks and stuff, and the Nike Free Runs, I won't forget those, and that big Adidas backpack. Like, you're the same kid who became my close friend, my roommate, a friend who just graduated. It's crazy to think that you're always gonna be more than a friend to me. You're gonna be or you already are a brother to me. So I genuinely appreciate you for always looking out for me and just always being there as a good friend, no matter what it is. And I know you're gonna do big things in the world, and I'm excited to see what you do next, and I can't wait to hear all about it. So to Max, my other roommate Aiden, and all the other graduates of this year, congratulations. You guys are gonna do big things, and I'm excited to hear all about what you guys do. But Max asked me 2 questions. What are you gonna miss about this house? Oh, what are you gonna miss most about this house? That's the first question. I'm actually just gonna miss a lot about it. From when I moved the couch in with my roommate Glenn this past summer to first moving in, you know, the day before the school year started, and just, I don't know, there's so much that I'm gonna miss about this house. If I had to trickle it down though, for sure, just all the interactions I've had with the people that have ever been to the house, whether that be Max, my roommate Aiden, Bruno, Glenn, even Krish. Krish doesn't live in the house, but Krish is like an honorary roommate. Like Krish, like Keanu, Sean, like all my friends and all the interactions I've had with people and all these social gatherings we've had at the house, I'm definitely gonna miss that. And even just, not trying to sound too cheesy or sappy, but the smaller interactions each and every day, whether that be like, you know, in passing as I'm about to go to class, you know, hearing one of my roommates yell, "Corpuz!" You know, just like I'm gonna miss that, because, you know, everyone's gonna be doing their own thing going forward, and I'm just those interactions a lot every day. Like, you know, whether my friends and roommates knew it, like those small interactions made my day, and I appreciate moments like that because I feel like those are things I'm not gonna forget, and it makes me appreciate a lot more the foundation and the support system that I have. So definitely gonna just miss the people in the house and the interactions, and just a lot of the memories I've made in the house, and a lot of things that we've been through together as roommates and friends, for sure. And the second question is best weekend this year. I definitely briefly touched upon this earlier in an earlier question, but best weekend this year. Just like the house question, I feel like picking a number one sole option is definitely like tough, just because like there are a lot of good weekends. Several weekends before Halloween, definitely when we had a social at the house and I dressed up as Bruno Mars.
I just got more mustache than I know what to do with.
I know, I was thinking about it for a second.
By the way, all that was like DIY. I thrifted the shirt, and then the pants, those were just dress pants from like a tuxedo set that I had, and the loafers I got from like Saks Fifth, blah blah blah. That was really fun. A lot of our hometown friends came through, and we had a really good weekend. Even like other weekends, like I'm just trying to think. This past graduation weekend, I got to spend it with like my close friends, and I got to see my roommate graduate, which is something I won't ever forget, and I know he won't ever forget either. So just there's so many weekends that rank toward, you know, up top basically. And Max and I had this talk recently too over text. We just feel like every weekend there was something that's happening, you know. There was always a move that was happening every weekend, whether we went out or we stayed in. Like there was always something that happened at the house, and just, I don't know. It's hard to say. I have to say that the best weekend though for me definitely is probably the weekend that we won the national championship. Just because everything leading up to the national championship and just that weekend alone, you know, the semifinals versus Alabama. So definitely my favorite weekend for sure, just because of the people that were there, the memories that we made, and just like a lot of other things. And just, again, UConn won the national championship and won back-to-back, and we knew it was gonna happen, but just seeing it in person and just being a part of it is like something I'm never gonna forget. So again, to a much longer question, I would say that the national championship weekend and the Final Four weekend / the Final Four weekend was definitely the best weekend for me, personally, just this school year. But there are a lot of other weekends that rank up top for sure. And Max and my roommates, you guys know this for sure because you guys have been there with me. So you just had to be there. That's all I can say. And my last question is from @the.m.arsh. Arsh, if you're watching this, thank you for rounding off my Q&A with this question, because I wanted to end with it last just because, you know, you sent in the question second, but I feel like as a way to end the video, I just feel like it's a nice question to kind of ponder on. And he asked, got any words of wisdom? Now, this is really general and in no context whatsoever. This could mean possibly anything, but words of wisdom. I guess if I'm talking to like a version of myself or so, I would say stay true to yourself, do what makes you happy, and enjoy life. Again, those are really cliche things to say as words of wisdom, but I just feel like those are philosophies that I've learned as I've grown up and things that my mom has taught me. So definitely, you know, each and every day, no matter what the day may hold for me, I try to stay true to those three like pillars in my life, and I think that I've grown as a person because of those three pillars and a lot of other things that I've learned as wisdom, you know. So those things alone are my words of wisdom, not just to me, but to you guys, no matter what it is you're doing. Thank you again for asking that question, Harsh. And that pretty much rounds out this Q&A. I will try and shoot another one within the next month or next month, because this counts towards May's Q&A. But next month I'll probably post a announcement on my Instagram again. If you guys aren't following that, go follow it, please. I'll post another Q&A announcement probably next month, just to film another Q&A, because I'm curious, and that'll be when summer actually starts for real. But I'm basically off of school for the semester. I have a long summer break, and I'm really excited. I got work soon, other stuff, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching this Q&A and tuning into my channel. Don't forget to subscribe again if you're new, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but you know, we'll get some stuff rolling out for sure. But to those who asked me questions in the Q&A, thank you. I appreciate it again. I enjoyed answering these questions and just kind of thinking about my most recent experiences and just other things that have contributed to where I am today. So thank you guys, and until then, I'm out. Peace.